What up, everybody? This is a review on this movie right here, Godzilla Minus One. Yo, if you have not seen this movie, trust me, you're gonna want to see it. Okay? It released December 1st in the United States. It was directed by Takashi Yamazaki. Okay, I've heard so many people say it. So it was written, directed, visual effects by. Alright, I am not gonna go into the actors' names because I do not know how to pronounce any of these. And just out of the respect for their names that they were given, I'm not Japanese, so I am not gonna try to pronounce any of these names. I will go ahead and tell you this is probably one of the best Godzilla movies I've ever seen in my life. I'm not a huge fan of reading while watching a movie. This is what I mean, if you don't know what I'm talking about. This was not English dubbed. This was Japanese with English subtitles. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, and I cannot do it. But this movie here, it was so easy to follow the dialogue along. Even my 10-year-old son said, I'm going to tell Mom I read today, because he had to read the whole movie. The movie is like 2 hours and some change. And this movie did not disappoint. It said in the 1940s. It was pretty much revolved around this kamikaze pilot who they're supposed to kill themselves, but he actually never ended up doing it. He lands on this island. I think these are I forgot what kind of workers there were, but he like mechanics or something like that. So he lands on this island, and all of a sudden at night Godzilla shows. Now this is a smaller Godzilla. This is baby Godzilla, not early Godzilla. And he kills a majority of the people on this island, and only 2 survive. He finally goes back home. People are disgraced by him because he did not kill himself. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to kill himself. His village was bombed. This was around World War II, where America dropped a nuclear bomb on what was that, on Japan. I don't know, I forgot exactly where the name is. So he where am I going in now? Anyways, his family wasn't there, but for some reason his home was still a lot of the homes around him were destroyed, and his I don't know how to say it, but his miraculously, there it goes, was still standing. So eventually he gets this this job as a minesweeper, which he goes into the ocean and destroys these old mines. Prior to that, he takes in this lady who has a kid that it's not hers. The mom actually died in front of her and said, "Take care of my kid." So they befriend each other. Well, eventually he falls in love. Not towards the end is where he actually shows it. But anyways, this movie, the CGI was amazing. Like when they're on the boat and Godzilla's chasing them, it's like Godzilla's real and chasing them. I could not tell the difference. I couldn't. Was it perfect? No. But it was close to perfect. This movie blew my mind. The human story was great. The monster story was great. There's hardly any time where there's like a Godzilla movie where the human story's awesome and the monsters fight and stuff is awesome. But this is awesome. Like the way Godzilla uses his atomic breath, it was like a nuclear bomb. You'll see in other ones where when he shoots, it's just like this fire blast, and it doesn't really, it doesn't affect a majority of things around it, but whenever this Godzilla shot its atomic breath, it was like a nuclear bomb. Like if you guys ever seen nuclear bomb, that wave, yeah, it's that wave, and it makes sense because he was created by nuclear weapons. So yeah, that makes sense to me. And just overall, man, there was so much feelings and emotions in this story, especially from the guy who felt guilty, this pilot who felt guilty for not doing what his country wanted to do, and he comes home and his parents are dead, and just this guilt you could feel. He doesn't feel like he deserves happiness. He doesn't feel like he should be redeemed, and he's the one that helps destroy Godzilla at the end, and he thought it was going to be a kamikaze mission, but they put in, they were able to put an ejector seat in there. So it's nuts how it's nuts how they wrote. I don't want to say it's nuts. It's nice how they wrote the story. The Godzilla scenes were nuts. Like, it was like perfect. And this movie cost less than $15 million to make. Why is it that Hollywood here in America spends over $100 million to make a movie, and sometimes it just sucks? Watch this movie and you could see that it blew some of these $200 million, $300 million, $100 million movies out of the water. The CGI was on point. The storyline was on point. They didn't need all this fancy stuff. You could tell they were on a soundstage with a little village. But you if you didn't realize, if you weren't, looking into detail and knew how movies were made, you wouldn't even think twice. You know what I'm saying? Godzilla Minus One is up there. It's a 9.7 out of 10. It's a A movie for sure. If you guys saw Godzilla Minus One, let me know what you guys thought, man. It's still in theaters. Go check it out. Right now, box office is like $58.5 million. I know it's going to get more, but less than $15 million to make, and they're already up there, and people are just glowing about how amazing this movie is. I hope we get a second one. They did show, a little teaser at the end of the movie. There's no post-credit scene. Show a little teaser. So I really, really, really love this movie, and when it comes out, I'm buying it. I don't care if I gotta read. If they do English dub, great. If they never do English dub, I do not care. This movie, just with the CGI alone, is worth it. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited for Godzilla X Kong. See how that storyline plays out. That looks like the trailer looked really good. But anyways, if you saw Godzilla Minus Kong, tell me what you would rate it as far as A, B, C, D, or F, or on a scale of 1 to 10. Like I said, I give it a 9.7, and I'd give it an A plus, A plus 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 plus. It's a really, really good movie, and I enjoyed it. So, peace.